Let's dive into the heart-pounding drama of 911 Season 8, from shocking emergencies to emotional farewells before Season 9 drops. A pilot spots a swarm of killer bees, loses control, and crashes his plane into a commercial jet. Chaos kicks off big time. At the 118 Firehouse, Captain Gerard's cracking down, especially on Buck, who's mouthing off and getting punished. Athena's roped into escorting Dennis Jenkins, the guy who killed her fiancé, from Phoenix to LA for a grand jury. A fake cop pulls them over, but Athena locks him in his car, switches their flight, and alerts Elaine. Bobby struggles on a firefighter movie set, shadowed by an actor. At the station, a loose saw blade flies. Buck saves Gerard, who's knocked out and bleeding. Athena's plane takes off, everything seeming normal. Dennis says he'll cooperate with the FBI, but wants her blessing for his deal. In LA, the 118 sends Gerard to the hospital after his accident. Back on the plane, as descent begins, Athena heads to request a police escort, but the bee-struck plane crashes into theirs. The tower brings in a flight instructor to guide Athena. A plane-savvy kid helps her navigate the controls. DEA officers confront Elaine, suspicious that Athena and Dennis switched flights. Athena is performing CPR on the co-pilot, the plane's fate hanging in the balance. With young Jem as her co-pilot and air support guiding her, Athena starts the descent. The controls fail, ruling out LAX. Maddie connects Bobby to Athena, and they devise a wild plan. Land on a highway. It's a heart-pounding landing, but Athena nails it, stopping right in front of Bobby. The team cheers, but the plane's tail explodes, sparking a fire. Hen's 118 crew arrives, and they rescue Athena and the co-pilot just in time. DEA agents show up for Dennis, but Athena has Bobby misdirect them, claiming she and Dennis are hospital bound. Trusting only Bobby, Athena takes him and Dennis to find Max's hidden library in an airport parking garage car. Dennis takes a bullet for Bobby, and Athena arrests the rogue agent. Back at the 118, Gerard returns, mean as ever, but thanking Buck for saving him, promising to mentor him. Bobby and Athena house hunt, but Athena wants to rebuild their old home. The team responds to a cheerleader, Wes, with a severe fracture. Hen confronts Olivia, who admits targeting Hen for her son's death and sending Gerard to the 118, causing Bobby's house loss. Hen tells Bobby, and they plan to fight Olivia. Bobby lures Gerard to the film set, revealing Olivia's using him. Furious, Gerard meets Olivia, who admits hating Hen and suggests closing the 118 to hurt her. At a council meeting, Olivia pushes to shut down the 118, but Hen uses Gerard's body cam footage to expose her abuse of power. Mara returns to Hen and Karen. Bobby rejoins the 118. Gerard takes the film set job, and Athena agrees to rebuild with Bobby. Hen, Karen, Maddie, and Chimney snap photos with their kids, planning costumes. At the 118, Buck and Chimney plan a gory Halloween party, but Bobby keeps it tame. Eddie's down as Christopher, still distant, skips trick-or-treating. The team saves a man stuck in a pumpkin, but Buck dislocates his arm and thinks Billy's curse is real. On Halloween, Maddie gets a call about teens pranking a teacher's house with fire and eggs. The 118 arrives to find Hen's son Danny pinned against a house, bleeding internally. Hen performs a field transfusion with Karen's blood and CPR as Danny flatlines. They unpin him, and he survives surgery. At a church, Eddie confesses to a priest about his guilt over his rift with Christopher, feeling torn when advised to pray. Maddie and Chimney notice their daughter, Mrs. Mara. Maddie suggests another kid surprising Chimney, who's wary after her past postpartum struggles. At a restaurant, Buck and Tommy celebrate 6 months together. Tommy reveals he was engaged to Abby for 2 years before calling it off. A call about a boy stuck in a pipe sways Chimney. Inspired by the boy's brother risking all, he agrees to another kid. Maddie reveals she's already pregnant. Buck confronts Tommy about Abby, admitting Tommy's impact on him, and asks him to move in. Tommy declines, citing Buck's newness to dating men, and breaks up with him. Athena is hunting Flash Rob, a dark web criminal inciting followers to rob businesses. She and other cops bust his crew during a jewelry heist, but Flash Rob escapes. Athena and Sparks track Flash Rob, aka Caleb, to a cargo company. Caleb flees in a truck. Sparks leaps onto the hood, ignoring Athena's orders to jump off. He reaches the driver's seat and arrests Caleb, but earns Athena's ire. Days later, Sparks and his new partner confront a woman refusing to show her license. With a kid in her car, she calls 911, and Athena arrives as backup. Sparks breaks her window, mistakes his gun for a taser, and shoots her. Athena administers first aid, Elaine apologizes, and Athena requests a new trainee, ready to mentor. Brad's first real action is a chaotic scene. A rude driver ignores construction cones, hits something vital, and triggers an explosion. Brad loves the action, taking notes while Eddie rescues a woman. Athena deals with Graham, a cart cop who nags people to return shopping carts, sticking shirker magnets on cars. After complaints, Athena warns him he'll cross the wrong person. Later, Graham is brutally beaten, his GoPro stolen. Hen and Chimney revive him. Athena focuses on justice, using his YouTube page to identify suspects. Athena discovers Ira, a suspect, is really Maurice Smith, a fugitive who attacked Graham to avoid being recorded. The 118 responds to a jumper, Craig, who recognizes Brad. Sent to talk him down, Brad shares his own loneliness, saving Craig but collapsing from depression. Eddie, inspired, grapples with moving to Texas since Christopher's thriving there without him. Buck supports Eddie's choice, staying calm despite his own breakup struggles. Athena solves Graham's case. Episode 9 starts with a chilling 911 call from John, who sounds suicidal but claims he wants to save Jaina by killing her to find God. Maddie, suspecting he's holding Jaina hostage, pretends to empathize. Eddie plans to move to Texas for Christopher, who's thriving there, but struggles to sublet his LA apartment. Buck, hurt by Eddie's departure, sabotages showings. Maddie discovers John made similar calls up the coast, killing girls when dispatchers didn't sympathize. John is identified as Richard Bullock, a predator targeting underage girls. Bullock calls 911, gets Maddie, admits to the murders, and, urged by her to kill the monster inside, shoots himself. Cops find him dead and Jaina alive, unharmed. The team throws Eddie a goodbye dinner, and shockingly, Brayburn, not Bullock, is the real serial killer, framing him. She abducts Maddie, leaving her fate unknown. Maddie wakes up chained in Amber's basement, where Amber argues with her alternate personality, Peter. Amber kidnaps Jaina again, bringing her to the basement. Maddie, learning Amber was kidnapped as a teen, tries to reach her, urging her to fight her voices. Amber's unmoved, but Chimney's arrival interrupts. Maddie tackles Amber, who slits her throat. Athena arrives, shooting Amber, saving Chimney and Jaina. Paramedics rush Maddie to the hospital, where she stabilizes, reuniting with Chimney. They learn their baby boy is safe. Eddie prepares to move to Texas for Christopher. Tension lingers with Buck, who snaps during the search but apologizes. Buck takes Eddie's apartment. The 118 is responding to a mega church emergency where Sister Anne, a faith healer, performs for a crowd that begins collapsing from carbon monoxide poisoning caused by indoor gas generators. Bobby reveals Anne is his mother, stunning the team. Anne admits her healings are fake, but faints mid-speech. At the hospital, Charlie reveals Anne's terminal cancer. Buck struggles without Eddie, moving into his apartment, but crashing at Maddie's. Tommy Buck's ex appears, and they catch up. Buck, reeling from Eddie's move and Maddie's ordeal, sleeps with Tommy, who hints Eddie was competition. Athena is called to detain a suspect at Long Beach, arriving at the Odyssey cruise ship, setting up a crossover. 5 weeks post-kidnapping, Maddie is facing nightmares, where her voice morphs and her neck wound bleeds. She returns to dispatch despite Chimney's concern, believing work will help. Maddie handles a call from a boy trapped in an apartment fire with his unconscious father, guiding the 118, but her voice fails mid-call. Josh takes over as Maddie writes instructions, helping save the pair. A scan shows no physical issue. A doctor diagnoses a psychological condition from trauma. At the park, Maddie loses sight of Ji-Yun, panics, and shouts her name, regaining her voice. The judge sentences Ozzy, a pizza delivery driver with an expired license, to jail, but his car crashes, dangling off a parking structure. Buck and Chimney try to extract him and eventually succeed. Athena arrests Ozzy, and his car falls, crushing her cruiser. In El Paso, Eddie interviews at a firehouse, but Captain Morales, citing Bobby's glowing reference, fears he'll return to LA. Eddie insists he's staying for Christopher. Morales later cites a hiring freeze, crushing Eddie. He confides in Buck, who urges him to stay until he reconciles with Christopher. Eddie sells his truck to become a rideshare driver. Athena boards the Odyssey for a crossover. It's Hen's birthday, but Karen, the kids, and the 118 forget disappointing her. Bobby's HEN Day announcement is about nozzles, not her. During the bus call, Hen mentions her birthday, and the team scrambles to make amends. After saving Archie, Bobby and Athena host a birthday dinner, making it her best birthday ever. In El Paso, Eddie struggles to reconnect with Christopher. At a Firehouse interview, Captain Morales doubts his commitment due to Bobby's reference. Eddie's parents overshadow him, claiming Christopher's chess tournament. Eddie steps in, later declaring Christopher will live with him, asserting his role as father against his mother's protests. But before we continue with the last episodes, if you like this video, hit like and subscribe for more recaps and updates on your favorite shows. Maddie and Chimney plan a gender reveal for Ji-Yun, but the bakery's wrong cake makes her think she's getting a sister. At a lab, scientists Alan and Roz resent Moira, who shortened the CCHF virus incubation period to hours and created an antivirus. Fired by Director Banting, Moira assaults Alan for his badge and re-enters the lab. The 118 arrives for a sub-level fire, rescuing Alan but not Roz or Moira. Maddie guides them via phone, but a melted badge reader traps Roz behind Lexan glass. An explosion triggers a lockdown, trapping them. Chim's mask is compromised and Hen has a collapsed lung. Banting reveals CCHF symptoms. Unaware, Moira's strain acts faster. Colonel Hartman plans an airlock tunnel, but Chim, with only a surgical mask, risks infecting Hen during a thoracostomy. Bobby performs it, guided by Chim, saving Hen. Hartman orders an 8-mile evacuation, deeming the 118 lost and reserving the antivirus for a vaccine. Athena argues to use it now. Ravi tries to retrieve it, but Moira's stolen it, walking away as the episode ends. Athena and Buck are racing to catch Moira. They recover the antidote just as the lab's lockdown threatens the trapped 118. Athena, suited up, enters the building with the antiviral. Chimney receives the dose, saving his life, but the victory is short-lived. Bobby reveals his suit leaked. Through the glass, Bobby shares heartfelt goodbyes. Calm and selfless, Bobby succumbs, leaving the 118 devastated. The episode ends on his sacrifice, setting up grief across 3 episodes, including a funeral. With Bobby gone, whispers of a new captain, like Hen, emerge, shaking the team's foundation. 2 weeks after Bobby's death, the 118 station is reeling in grief. Athena throws herself into helping Carla, a woman who lost her baby boy in a house fire 8 years ago. Carla's arrested for kidnapping a boy she believes is hers, insisting the fire was arson by her sister-in-law. Chimney battles, crushing survivors' guilt, running to avoid talks and lashing out at Gerard. "You're not half the man Bobby was. I killed our last one." The funeral packs an emotional punch. The 118 carries his coffin to the truck, draping his gear. Athena chooses Minnesota, burying him with his first family. Eddie, visiting LA to support Aunt Peppa post-stroke, shares with Hen and Karen that he's considering a job offer in El Paso, but hasn't told Buck. Hen is offered the captain position, but hesitates. Buck learns of Eddie's job offer through the grapevine, sparking a heated argument. Athena pushes Hen for captain, but she's conflicted, still seeing Bobby as Cap. Chimney, building a crib, tells Maddie he thinks Bobby chose to die for him, knowing he was infected. An earthquake cracks the Los Angeles Headworks reservoir, releasing methane, causing explosions at a dentist's office and a woman's bathroom. The 118, led by a softened Gerard, tackles a multi-story fire with limited water. Maddie directs a hose relay, preventing a toxic lithium-ion battery blaze. Hen declines the captain role, preferring hands-on paramedic work and family life. A collapsed building is trapping Graham, Donnie, Flint, and a mother and daughter. The 118, with Athena, mounts a rescue. Buck and Ravi get trapped saving Flint. Eddie, back in LA with new turnouts, defies Gerard's ladder-only plan, using a line gun to save them. Chimney and Athena rescue Donnie. Chimney, driven to rewrite Bobby's fate, saves Graham. As Gerard exits, Chimney steps up as captain, ordering the 118 to stay together, banning Eddie's departure and Buck's transfer. The epilogue rushes through resolutions. Athena prepares to sell her and Bobby's dream house. Hen and Karen adopt Mara, and Maddie gives birth. Buck hunts for apartments as Eddie and Christopher stay in LA, but he won't live with them. And here's a question for you. After Bobby's sacrificial death and Chimney's rise as captain, is the 118 really honoring Bobby's legacy, or is it becoming a hollow shell of what it once was?